Good morning, doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. Nice to be back with you again.
Thank
Can you
you.
hear? Can you hear me clear?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. So
Okay.
the topic for today is collaboration. And the reason why we have chosen to speak on collaboration in our series on wellness is that man is never an solitary person. Whether in our family or at work or in society, we are always having to work with others. And if we know how to do that well, it reduces the stress and allows us to achieve both our personal goals and other goals and contributes to our wellness. Yeah, that is why we are speaking on collaboration in this series.
Right.
Over to you, Doc.
Well, yeah. No, actually, the word collaboration may look a little formidable to many people,
Right,
especially in the context of our day-to-day living. You know, because why should be bothered about collaboration and so forth?
right.
Actually, if you stop to think about it, collaboration begins at the very moment life is formed.
Correct, correct,
As we have been dealing with behavioral topics,
correct.
and almost all behavioral aspects
Yeah,
start developing even before we are born.
correct,
So don't think that collaboration is a very difficult topic to understand or to appreciate.
correct,
So the word collaboration has widespread ramifications and widespread application.
correct.
So, yeah, if you see in this picture, collaboration happens at every level. Hmm?
Right,
At every level where, we are supporting somebody, we are sharing something with somebody, then we are
correct,
trusting somebody, we are inspiring somebody, and we are getting inspired by somebody.
correct,
And success comes, and success is also shared. So,
correct,
in other words, a lot of things are happening behind the curtain,
correct,
and it's all collaboration.
correct,
The very first moment the life is formed in mother's womb,
correct,
collaboration starts because the tiny little baby is collaborating with the mother, and mother is collaborating with the baby. Now, don't
correct,
think that it's not a one-way traffic, it is a two-way traffic always.
correct,
In nature, if you see, traffic is always two ways.
correct,
Although we don't appreciate it, although we don't really like to mention that word collaboration between mother and son and daughter and all that.
correct,
We are collaborating. The baby is collaborating, the mother is collaborating.
correct,
So, in that sense, we have to appreciate the importance of collaborating.
correct.
And you will see very soon how these things go. Yeah. Can you see me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can. Go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
So somebody said collaboration or perish. This
Correct.
kind of language, collaborate or perish, publish or perish, do or die, this kind of language may not be
Yeah,
palatable
it
to
is.
many
It
people.
sounds extreme, but yeah, there is an important point. Correct.
Yeah. So you have to collaborate. Going back to the tiny embryo, if it doesn't collaborate, it's gone, finished.
Correct.
So so collaborate or perish is a management slogan some people would have coined.
Correct.
So in this context, we have to see the subtle difference between collaboration and cooperation.
All right.
In a, in a way, both are more or less the same thing, differently spelt,
Correct.
or different contexts and so forth.
Correct.
And you collaborate, and when you are collaborating, you are cooperating. Then
Correct.
you'll wonder what is the big difference between collaboration and cooperation? Can't
Correct.
we do without one?
Correct.
In a way, yes, and in a way, no.
Right.
Cooperation Cooperation may sound a little superficial.
Right.
Collaboration may sound a little deeper,
All right.
more deep, more impactful. Living together, being together is collaboration.
Correct.
Cooperation is when it is something going on, or you are cooperating in a very superficial way.
Or on a
So that is
specific task, you may cooperate, or you might. It's sort of
exactly
collaboration, as the diagram seems to suggest, is more multifaceted. You're collaborating with at multiple levels and in with multiple people, right, or multiple entities. Correct. Yes.
so.
Yeah.
The next slide, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is the dictionary meaning of collaboration.
All right.
Again, to uncomplicate things, do things together is collaboration and cooperation, both.
Correct.
So in
Correct.
our context, it doesn't really matter.
Correct.
Huh? So we have, but we have to cooperate and collaborate both. At a
Correct.
given moment, both may be happening, or neither may be happening.
Right.
So that's the way we look at it.
Correct.
Now, it is said that life is not a competition, but it is a co-creation. Now, this word co-creation has entered management jargon in the recent past, maybe about a decade or so. And
Right.
the word co-creation didn't exist. If you see the earlier editions of Oxford Dictionary or Webster's Dictionary, the word co-creation didn't exist.
Right.
But with very strong presence in the management area, uh, both have come to occupy a very important, significant position. And
Right.
we are doing again now. When you are cooperating, when you are competing, when you are co-creating, you are
Correct.
creating something. That's why you are what you are.
Correct.
Hmm? If you're creating anything, there is nothing to talk about, nothing to create about. But co-creation is important when we talk of very specific dynamics of a marketplace or in biology or something. We are creating something together, and therefore it is co-creation. But in
I
practical
think,
terms, yeah, go
yeah, I
ahead.
think the word co-creation has some additional relevance because I think creation is obviously a positive thing, right? You do some whenever you're building something or you're doing something to create anything. It could be to create this podcast. It could be to create a music session. Whatever it is, you need to be in that positive and constructive frame. And collaboration is in that frame, right? It is when you are in that kind of a mode that you are collaborating with someone. So
Right.
without that collaboration and the positiveness that it sort of implies, you can't create together.
Correct, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Creativity requires peace of mind and clarity of thinking. Huh?
Correct.
So
Correct.
whether it is co-creation at the biological level or co-creation at the business level,
Or
you know,
the artistic level or create. I mean, there are so many levels at which it can be. Correct.
creating music, for
Correct.
example,
Like
music is very
jamming.
close. Yeah, right, right,
This concept of jamming, right? That
right,
whether it is jamming or whether it is just before music directors make a tune, or even the riyaz that you do daily with, for example, your accompanist, it is
right,
co-creation of music, right? So
correct,
it is a collaborative
correct,
effort. Correct.
correct.
Yes. Sorry.
Now, in
Go
this
ahead.
context, in this context, two or three words come from Stephen Covey's terminology.
Right.
Hmm? Everybody knows that the baby is dependent. Now, when you are collaborating, the baby is also dependent on the mother. Hmm?
Right.
And the baby grows out of dependence to become independent.
Correct.
But then soon he or she realizes that the baby hmm, cannot be just independent.
Correct.
Again, it requires the cooperation or collaboration of others. And that
Correct.
is when the word interdependence comes.
Correct.
Interdependence, Stephen Covey, again, credit to him. Uh, Interdependence is I need you, you need me. Live
Correct.
and let live, that kind of
Correct.
a thing.
Correct.
And the classic examples in Indian mythology is, there is this people leaf, dona,
Right.
and if it is kept in a concave position properly, then the dona supports the ghee inside. But if it's the
Right.
other way around, if the wind starts blowing, in the blowing wind, you know, the leaf will not just stay there; it will fly away. So
Right.
the ghee needs you, and you need the ghee. That is how the classic Indian terminology of support, mutual support, came
Right.
in.
Right.
And this was actually used by a management guy, Chidambaram, uh, who was of course not just a management fellow, he was just a millionaire. And
Right.
he used this word, interdependence, in a very nice way.
Right.
And it's very interdependence is a higher order of relationship. The
Right.
lowest order of relationship is I need you, and that's it. And
Correct.
then you say, you need me. And
Right.
then you say, oh, I realize that I need you and you need me also. You
Correct.
know, that,
Correct.
and you'll say, how? The how part comes from emotional support. Now, for example, you are just interacting with somebody at an emotional level, not at a physical level.
Right.
And then you realize that your interdependence comes into force.
Correct.
And you can't be just either holding hands or just staying away, but you have to appreciate the interdependence part. And interdependence is very important to know that it is here the arithmetic changes.
Correct.
For example, 2 plus 2 should normally make 4,
Correct.
but in interdependence, 2 plus 2 will make 20 or
Correct. I
something.
think we have a few slides on that little later. Yeah, synergy. That
Yeah,
the
right.
the sum of the parts is more than the individual parts. Yes.
Correct, correct, correct.
I think we
In
have
biology,
discussed this. Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
No. I moved to the next slide, but I was saying that you've been talking about this. Go ahead, please.
Right, right, right. So in the next slide, you see the baby and actually it is a fetus, but it's a
Correct.
baby and the mother,
Right.
elaborating on the same principles that we discussed
Just
presently.
now. Correct.
And the mother needs the baby and the baby needs the mother.
Correct.
And sometimes you can see advertisements in, in lay press or even otherwise. A mother is born when the baby is born.
Correct.
Till then, the,
Till then, she is not a mother. She's a mother is
yeah,
born. Yeah. Or rather, even put another way, the baby gives birth to a mother.
correct. Baby gives birth to a mother. Correct. That's a good catchy phrase for advertisements, but it is a fact.
Yes, absolutely.
Till the baby came, the mother was incomplete.
Correct.
Yeah, and so forth.
Correct.
So various aspects of looking at it.
Correct.
And when it comes to a larger context of, say, here we can take the example of Tansen, the
Correct.
big, great musician of Akbar era.
Correct.
Akbar is itself under question nowadays. If the political situation is not appropriate, the Akbar era should not be there. But it doesn't matter.
Right.
We are interested not in the polemics, but in the cooperation aspect of the whole thing. Now, when Tansen is making music,
Right.
he's making music, and in what way is he dependent on somebody? It's very easy to know. Today, you go to any music circle, you'll say Tansen or Kansen. I
Correct.
have to go to. If there is no Kansen, if there is no person to listen to your music and then to appreciate it, there is
Correct.
no Tansen. You don't exist. You don't exist
Correct.
without a musician.
Correct.
So that's cooperation, co-creation, if you like,
Correct.
which is into force.
Correct.
Next slide. Next
No,
slide.
in fact, the whole emphasis on what they call the Shrotagan, the audience, or an appreciative
Yeah,
audience, a positive
yeah. Right,
audience,
right,
sparking creativity in the musician is a very, very crucial aspect. You could say that you could do it
right,
in the room, but it doesn't work like that.
right. So even the best of musicians have to sort of come to some disappointment that there is no audience, therefore they are there. So their performance dips down a notch.
Correct.
So you
Correct.
are here.
Or
There is
rather,
an example.
they thrive when there is an audience. They sort of that creates an energy where they then produce something
Yeah,
better than if the audience had not
right,
been there.
right. And that is where even a divine audience is good enough for your inspiration.
Correct.
Now, your inspiration doesn't necessarily have to be in the context of 4 rooms and a wall or something.
Correct.
It is somebody is listening to you. Who is listening to you? God knows you know who is listening to you
God is
because
listening.
you God, like that. So, in this old saying, "Jungle mein मोर नाचे," किसने देखा? Jungle is of course forest.
Correct.
More is a peacock. Peacock is dancing in the wilderness.
Correct.
Hmm? किसने देखा? No, किसने देखा? Is asking
Correct.
a question.
Correct.
But then that theosophists will say, भगवान ने देखा, ऊपर वाले ने देखा.
Correct.
The unseen hands of God are there
Correct.
to see that your music is good, your
Correct.
dancing is good.
Correct.
So don't feel disappointed that if there is no audience. The audience is very much there, and so
Correct.
much so that the audience is very much inside you.
Correct.
So the karmanya adhikarasti comes to the fore.
Correct.
You do your playing the music, and then automatically the nature elements will come together to make perfect music and so forth.
Correct.
Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here is another example of co-creation.
Right.
He is a very famous millionaire spiritualist,
Right.
who needs an audience every time he opens his mouth. And that's
Right.
because he's used to the audience. And then he
Correct.
wants audience all the time. You become addicted to the audience.
Correct.
Now, is it good or bad? You don't know. But in the earlier stages, the spiritualist didn't exist with audience. But
Correct.
then with audience growing, they get a bit pampered with the growing audience. And this gentleman you see here needs audience not just in one place, he needs an audience all over the world.
Right.
Hmm? He requires an audience in Australia, he requires an audience in Czechoslovakia, whatever. So that is another co-creation or co-interdependence or whatever. But all
Yeah.
these significant doing things together
Correct.
and in a very inevitable manner doing it together.
Correct.
Any comment, Venkatesh?
Yeah, I think like we've been discussing, I mean, there were two threads, and one is of course that the reason the word co-creation is useful in this context is when anyway the moment you're thinking of creativity or creating, uh, you can do it individually, but when you do it with others, it quite often goes to a level you cannot take on your own, right? And the second
Right.
was what you said was even when you think you're alone, if you think about, I mean, that's a spiritual aspect to it. If you think that
Yeah.
you're doing this in collaboration with God or you're doing it with God, you are not alone, right? So
Right.
both are very interesting thoughts and a different spin on collaboration or a different angle to collaboration I had not thought of. Correct.
Right, right. So
Yeah,
is there a team when you're doing things alone? You're sculpting a particular piece of art or you're creating music.
correct,
Hmm? There is a team. He said, where is the team? I am alone. He said, no, the team is inside you.
correct,
You have to synchronize yourself with yourself, inside yourself.
correct,
And again, not bothering about the applause that should be coming through, but he
correct,
just guy who is sculpting. There is no sound or noise excepting the hammer and chisel,
correct.
and that is his teamwork.
Yeah.
So there is again collaboration is there
at,
everywhere.
at all levels, correct. No, and
All level.
as we say, right, I mean, the truth is that there is nothing that man does alone, right? I mean, when
Right,
you that same sculptor, when he sits down to eat, somebody has grown that food for him. If he has a family, then his family is allowing him or supporting him in his ability to sit quietly and do that sculpture. And so there is always some or the other collaboration, right? Somebody or the other man is always dependent, unless, and literally it never happens unless you're stitching every cloth of yours and sort of growing every grain of rice. You are dependent on others. There is interdependence.
quite right, quite right.
Yeah.
How are we time-wise, Venkatesh? Is
Yeah,
that
I think
okay?
now we are fine. Yeah, moving on to this slide.
Okay. Okay, so teamwork is again a managerial word,
Correct.
and collaboration, co-creation, etc., are also stemming from that. So teamwork is what we need every time, every moment. Now,
Correct.
teamwork is needed in the morning for you to get your breakfast. Somebody is cooking the omelette for you, and there is
Correct.
teamwork there.
Or you're
And
cooking for someone. Correct.
or you
Absolutely.
are looking for somebody. Or again, you are not looking for any person, you are there doing it. And that doer inside you is a karma or the karta. And the
Correct.
karta is creating the teamwork for you, whether there is sound or not. You know.
Correct.
So teamwork is required and co-creation is required, collaboration is required. And
Correct.
collaboration in the present context is the be all and end all of living.
Correct.
And if you collaborate, you live.
Correct.
Otherwise, collaborate or perish or something,
Correct.
jokingly.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's a
think the most
collaboration.
important point we are making through this whole thing is rather than we are not so much discussing the mechanics of collaboration. I think the single
Right,
most important thing is the recognition that we are interdependent. And in everything,
right,
uh, there is a collaboration, there is a teamwork involved, even when you think there is not. That is the most,
right.
I think, that produces the humility to do what's
Absolutely,
required.
absolutely,
Yes. You
absolutely.
were
The
mentioning
con
this earlier.
yeah, the concept of intrapersonal collaboration is
Correct.
there in Indian traditional way of looking at things. The music, for example, is
Correct.
not created with the palate and the mouth and stuff like that. Music is created out of the antarnad. We say antarnad. Nad is that eternal uh, sound energy,
Correct.
and that has to be co-created in a way that it makes sense and it elevates you.
Correct.
Ultimately, it has to elevate you. If
Correct.
some experience is not elevating you, that experience is useless.
Correct.
In fact, if it's not elevating you, you are dying simultaneously.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah, to stay productive, to stay positive, you require that antarnad concept. That antarnad creates, an ambience of music or ambience of art.
Correct.
So that can be in the form of music or in the form of, in the South, somebody said, like Kamba. Kamba is a Ramayana guy, Tamil Ramayana guy.
Correct.
And he is working, and he is working on his plow, whatever. I don't know, forget the exact word for that. And he is doing it round the clock, and even the little piece of cloth that he is weaving together can
Right.
sing and can write a poem by himself,
Right.
like that. So
Correct.
there is breath, Bhimsen Joshi's music would pervade the entire atmosphere. The ambience
Right.
gets created. That ambience is also an integral part of co-creation. You
Correct.
create an
Correct.
ambience and then you are co-creating and so forth. We
Correct.
can go on like that. But here in this equation, you see, synergy is not 2 plus 2 making 4. It is
Yeah.
1 plus 1 making 3.
Correct.
Now, we used to say in pharmacology, we
Right.
used to say additive. Two drugs are given together, they give an additive effect.
Right.
And the two drugs are given together, one does better.
Right.
Uh, that is a synergy,
Correct.
positive synergy.
Or
So,
what we call, we in physics, you basically say resonance, or
yeah,
constructive interference. I mean, it sounds paradoxical. Interference
right,
is not constructive, but basically you can have destructive interference and you can have constructive interference. And you
right,
effectively, when two things come together and produce something larger, that's a resonance, right? That's
yeah,
resonant, right?
right. And the opposite can happen in many cases. 1 plus 1 may not be 2, it should be minus 1.
Zero. Minus one.
This is called antagonistic. In pharmacology, the word antagonism is there.
Correct.
Synergism, antagonism. And a lot of things are antagonistic, you
Correct.
know. And if your music is not being formed in the right sense, if you are going off key, there is
Correct.
antagonism and so forth. So you have antagonism, addition, and synergy.
Correct.
Addition is 1 plus 1 making 2, and synergy is making 1 plus 1 3 or 1 plus 1 million, something.
Correct.
So keeping together, is the beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. That's
Correct.
another Henry Ford, the great automobile guy.
Correct.
That is a dictum like
Correct.
that.
So I think this is a very
All
important point we should just spend a second on, because I think what we are trying to say here is that it's not just about, collaboration is about the persistence. You have to keep doing it, right? That's why
right,
I guess he's
right,
making the distinction between coming together and keeping together and working together.
right,
Because
right,
collaborating for 5 minutes is different from sort of building long, partnerships, or weathering frictions over, let's say decades. That produces a different level of collaboration, and you require to know that you have to do that. That requires patience.
right. Very true.
This is the last slide. Yeah.
Yeah. So the word synergy, we have been looking at it from different angles and different perspectives.
Correct.
Synergy is a bonus.
Correct.
Actually, you may not get any synergy out of every interaction,
Correct.
and but it's an exalted, elevated level of working together, and that's a bonus. That is synergy. Again,
Correct.
1 plus 1 plus is equal to 3, and so forth.
Correct.
And importantly, as Venkatesh mentioned just now, it
Correct.
is achieved when things work out together harmoniously.
Correct.
This is where the qualitative aspect comes in. You make good music. Yehudi Menuhin used to make the great music. Hmm?
Correct.
And then it was what? 1 plus 1, not just 2, 1 plus 1 million.
Correct.
That element of creativity is supreme, it's sublime.
Correct.
And that has to be appreciated, and one has to work toward it. That is synergy, and that's a bonus.
Correct. And
Synergy
that's
doesn't
what
have.
harmony and resonance is all about. Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So, any other slide to go, Venkatesh?
No, this is the last slide. So,
Okay.
any thoughts before I sum up?
Well, in collaboration, we should look at what? Synergy. In
Correct.
collaboration, it will be additive. Collaboration will have to be spiritually exalting. The
Correct.
collaboration has to rise one level above the ordinary,
Correct.
and that is the new bonus.
Correct.
Your bonus comes out of elevating the very existence of your thing in the planet.
Correct.
So that is synergy, and that's what many of these sadhus and other people used to achieve.
Correct.
They could achieve synergy with nature. You're achieving
Correct.
synergy with nature, whether it's the peacock dancing or whether it's Hari Prasad Chaurasia blowing his flute.
Correct.
You're elevating the whole thing, and
Correct.
that should be the prime objective of collaboration, and that should be the bonus. And
Correct.
one should sustain that bonus. Sustainability is important.
Correct.
And there you are, like that. Any further thoughts, Venkatesh?
No, fantastic. So I think summing up, collaboration is a massive topic, but we touched on it from the point of view of a few things. All of us are always collaborating, whether we realize it or not, whether we are alone or together. From birth, literally, there is always some or the other collaboration involved. And what is collaboration? It is working together with other people in your life, or even within the other parts within yourself. Why do you do it? You do it because, like you just said, you can combine just purely additively, which is you just mechanically combine, or you can combine to get synergy. And if you get synergy, you're basically the 1 + 1 = 3 gets unlocked. All of this comes from recognition that we are all interdependent, right? That everything is interdependent and nobody is an island unto himself. No man is an island, as they say. And just that recognition that there is this great bonus of synergy if you do collaborate, and that there is no choice because we are all interdependent, gives you the humility to do it well, right? And that then can enable us to do many, many positive things in life. And that's why also the word co-creation, when we are creating, is when we are constructive and positive, and that's how it helps our wellness as well. Yes, doctor?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Look forward to the next one. See you. Take care.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.